Backstory, I met Lolo, well, first of all, because I started following her amazing Instagram feed of all these treasures that are in her garage. Well, I was like, well, this chick knows what she's doing when it comes to choosing amazing pieces. And she brought a beautiful dresser to my house.
Wicker is very in right now, so I've been kind of going for wicker. I think everybody should be able to have a quality piece of furniture.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one's sold.
It is, yes.
What makes you really happy about this, doing this?
Okay, so literally everything about this job is my dream job.
Oh.
I love to be on the road traveling. I love hunting for deals. I absolutely love customer service and meeting all my customers. If you ever message me on Instagram, I'm always like right back to you because I'm just like obsessed. I love everything about it. I don't know, it's just great.
What do you think makes someone equipped to be an entrepreneur?
That's a good question because I wouldn't say that I would be equipped to be an entrepreneur because I'm super sensitive and I don't have like the backbone, I guess, that you hear that you need in the business world. But to be an entrepreneur, you just have to have a passion for something. This is a lot of fun, but this is what I do 7 days a week from waking to sleeping. It's really hard to get something going, but if you really have a passion for it, then just go for it.
I love that answer. Passion. That's that's all you need.
You have to have the passion or it's not going to work. And I have tried other things because I've always known that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and own my own business. I think just growing up with my parents who own their own business, that's just kind of what felt right. So I've tried a lot of other business ventures. This is not the first one. This is just the first one that's been successful.
Failures, it's so important in this journey. It's so much up and down. And that's not something that entrepreneurs talk about very often. Like we only really like to showcase our successful ventures.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, there's definitely been, so persistence is another thing for entrepreneurs. You will fail quite a bit.
So you said you're sensitive. So how do you deal with failure?
Well, I have to talk to a lot of people about it. I get my feelings hurt really easily. The most recent example, I had kind of an uncomfortable situation with a client, actually. And I kind of broke out into a big rash and I had to like calm myself down and I had to talk to a couple of people about it because it really, really shook me and upset me. But what I'm most proud of about that situation is that I actually stuck to
your guns?
Yeah, stuck to my guns. Yeah. And during that situation, and I didn't let that person bully me into getting what they wanted.
Do you think it's hard to be a woman owning a business and face those situations?
I think it's really hard. It's really hard because you don't want to be a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm learning you really have to separate these situations and not let them affect you personally. Yeah. And that's going to be a really hard lesson for me to learn.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you said that you don't think like entrepreneurs naturally are sensitive.
You know, I think I am a good business person in a lot of ways, but the backbone I might not have. I'm growing it though.
It sounds like you have one because you stuck to your guns when somebody got you really ruffled, which is really, really hard to do.
It's really hard. I cried quite a bit.
Yeah. Owning a business is a lot of crying. Actually, it turns out, at least in my experience, it's a lot of like crying alone.
Yes, it is. It really is.
And doing stuff that scares the shit out of you sometimes.
But that's what's so fun about it, I think.
Yeah. So you have a risk tolerance.
I guess I do. I didn't know I did, but I do.
Yeah, girl, because you run a business out of your garage and on Instagram, and you took the leap, which is hard.
But it was hard, especially because I live with my boyfriend, and having to, it's like, okay, our income's going to be a little tight for a bit because I'm doing this. So that was a little hard because I needed to focus all of my energies on this solely for a while.
Okay, so when we're out looking at furniture, how do we tell something's worth buying?
So when you're looking at furniture, one of the first questions to ask is it solid wood? This piece is really cool, and I love the hairpin legs on it. But when you're looking at it, these are solid wood pieces, but this is kind of a veneer. Look on the underside of furniture. On dressers, you can sort of turn around and look at the back. If it looks like it's real wood, sometimes you'll see like right here will be particle board. It'll be like pressed, but the top will be like a real wood veneer or something. So you can kind of see, look at the bones of a piece of furniture and tell what it's constructed with.
So the shitty dresser that I bought at Target that keeps coming apart, like you were just saying, it's made of particle board.
This is gonna last. You can actually, if something goes wrong with it, you can actually repair it. This is hinged together right here. The most common things I look for are brass, furniture, like mid-century style furniture, and wicker are the kind of common themes that I look for.